Welcome back, all you minties, to Near My Condition.
This is the Uncanny Omar.
Adjectiveless Alicia.
Miss Lydia.
And today, all three of us are going to do an overview of these books from Viz.
So stay tuned. Thank you, Viz, for sending us these mangas.
That was so cute. Yes, thank you to Viz for sending us copies of these books. So today we are doing a family overview. There are some that I'm going to be talking about myself, and my kiddos are helping me out with a couple of others. So let's go ahead and get started. Why don't we talk about Mashle? I've been wanting to talk to you about this book, Lydia. So first up on this list today is Mashle, Magic and Muscles. That title alone had me, Lydia. So I've been wanting to talk to you about this book. So I read the first few chapters, and you read the whole thing. Hajime Komoto's the creator of this, the mangaka?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, I want to know your thoughts at first. What did you think about this? When you opened the book, what did you think? Did you think Harry Potter? What was going through?
Definitely. Like, I thought Harry Potter, just basically the first page, because, you know, Harry Potter is set in England. And
Mm-hmm. But what do we get? What do we get instead?
Instead, we get this boy
Mm-hmm.
who, so basically in this world, everybody has this kind of little mark that you may have noticed on the front. Like, you could tell that he had this little mark on the side. That's basically like a magic mark.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how many you have, like, that's how powerful your magic is. And, you know, most people have just one line since they're just commoners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you could tell from the first pages that Mash doesn't have this mark. That's because he was actually born without any magic. So that's also why it's called Magic Muscles, because he just basically solves all his problems by punching things.
Okay. I love this. I thought this was hilarious. I thought it was a funny take on the whole magic trope that people have been reading about, especially with the mark. Like, you know, like Harry Potter was the child that lived or something like that. But this reminds me more of like Fist of the North Star or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, more than Harry Potter, but you still have that magical element.
I know, but I've only watched the Fist of the North Star movie, and later, like, I've only read a couple of JoJo chapters. So.
Yeah, you have. We're going to do an overview of the next JoJo Part 5, I believe. So this book retails for $9.99 and has 216 pages. All of these that we're going to be talking about today are read right to left. So this is what the artwork looks like, and this was a funny book. So, recommended ages here, Lydia. What are you thinking?
I don't think there's many cuss words in here.
Okay.
So, there is some violence. Like, you can see there's blood, so definitely not for, like, young children.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, like, any, like, adult themes. It's not really mature or anything.
I think over-the-top violence,
Yeah.
there's a big difference, right, between that and realistic violence. All right, let's keep going. Alicia, what is this?
Kirby Manga Mania.
Kirby Manga Mania, Volume 1 by Hirokazu Hikawa. And this one retails for $9.99. All right, let's talk about Kirby Manga Mania. You are a huge fan of the Kirby franchise.
Yeah.
You're such a fan that you listen to the soundtrack, which, by the way, I'm very proud of you. What's the best soundtrack in Kirby? What's the best song in all the Kirbys? What's your favorite?
I really like Iceberg from Kirby's Dream Land 3.
Okay.
Like the last song. Well, not the final boss, but like the last stage.
Parenting done right. That's right. My child listens to Kirby soundtracks. She loves the Kirby games. What did you think of this manga?
It was really good. I really liked it.
What was it that you liked about it?
Because the art style was really cute.
The art is very cute. I like how over the top they are with their emotions. So, who are some of the characters that show up here? Besides Kirby, of course.
King Dedede and
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a guy named Kirby, but I think he was like only in the one issue, which was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like exactly like Kirby, but had the thing on his head.
What about the greatest Kirby character of all time, though? Meta Knight.
I don't think he appeared in here.
Okay. What about your favorite one? What's his name? Wallaby? Does he show up in this?
I think he does, just as a background character, I guess.
So there's a lot of Easter eggs here for people that have played the video game. So the important question is for someone like you, if you had never played a single Kirby game, would you be confused reading this?
Not really.
Not really? Because you're reading about a fat little pink guy?
Yeah.
Now, there is one controversial thing I have to point out, because this is mainly geared towards kids. All right, Alicia, let's talk about it. What happens, Alicia? This is something I heard about before the book was even released. What does Kirby do? What happens to Kirby in the story?
He gets loopy.
He gets loopy. Okay. Loopy is one way of putting it. But I think for adults, we may call it a little intoxicated. It's the way he looks. How did he get loopy exactly? What made him loopy?
He drank loopy juice.
Loopy juice. I can completely understand that. I've had my share of loopy juices in the past. The book has 160. That's adorable. 160 pages. Hey, speaking of Easter eggs, right? Yeah. 160 pages and retails for $9.99. I believe there's a total of 3 or 4 of these. Volume 2 we already have, which we'll be doing an overview of here in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to come back to the channel to see that. But this is Kirby Manga Mania.
Manga Mania.
Sorry, boss. Next up is One Piece. The 3-in-1s. I can't believe we have this many 3-in-1s. Volumes 91, 92, and 93 already. I thought for sure this was going to be canceled and we were just going to get the first, 12 volumes in this format. But no, these sell. And apparently you all still love them. So here we go. Volumes 91, 92, and 93. Pretty much really what Viz does is they put the volumes in here in black and white. They don't include the covers. The covers, this is all you get as far as the covers. And the only color you get. Because in the book, it's nothing but black and white paper that they use. And what they do is, for example, this is volume 91. They break it down like this. So volume 91, they kind of give you a little synopsis as to what's happened before all of this, and then your table of contents. However, they take the page numbers from the individual tankobons, but there are no page numbers here, so that's something to keep in mind. They do give you page numbers even though they're non-existent. And then they stick in volume 92, just like this. Black and white, same thing. The Straw Hat Crew, the Ninja Pirate, Mink Samurai Alliance, Animal Kingdom Pirates, and then your table of contents right here, and beginning with the different chapters. So there's no color pages in here. Not that there's any color pages in the original tankobons, but at least with the tankobons you got the covers. However, the price is right for these volumes. These are $14.99, and this particular volume has 600 pages. So this is after Luffy and everybody else, the Straw Hats, all come together again after they've been separated. And after years of training, they're all back together. And this is one of the longest arcs in One Piece. This is the Wano arc. If you saw my overview of, I believe it was volume 96, it had something to do with time travel. And it's very difficult to talk about these things because, not everybody's caught up. But there are a lot of returning characters, a lot of beloved returning characters. So it's good to see that One Piece is still going. And I think Oda said that he's on his last arc. Volume 100 just dropped in Japan. And we'll be probably coming over here to the States next year sometime. And that's really exciting. That's crazy. 100 tankobon. I think that's probably the most manga I have out of any series. But yes, One Piece, the 3-in-1. Next up on this video is Undead Unluck. So we talked about Volume 1 a couple of months ago. And this one I remember at the full, I guess partial male nudity in here. This is rated older teen, but my daughter, who's 12 years old, had no issues reading this. It is very silly. What is Undead Unluck about, Lydia?
So basically, you could kind of tell from the cover and just how much they appear. Those 2 characters are named Fuka and Andy, not the girl in the spiral.
This girl?
Yeah, her name is Gina, but she's not a main character.
She's not a main character. Gotcha.
Basically, they're negators. All the negators, they have kind of these powers, and they start with something like Undead Unluck. Fuka, like I said, Fuka has unlocked powers. So if you touch any part of her skin, not including her clothes or anything like that, you instantly get unlucky, and it usually results in death.
What about Gina? What is she?
I'm pretty sure it's like unaging. I kind of forgot.
Unaging, okay.
Yeah, because her thing was that like she was like 60 years old, but she looks 16.
So both of these characters are teaming up in this volume.
Yeah, and Andy's power is undead, so he can't die.
So what happens throughout this volume?
So basically, last volume, what they were doing is there's this like negators are basically being hunted like and killed by people, and there's this thing called the Union, and if like there's 10 spots available, and they're all negators too. So if like if one spot is open, like if somebody dies, then another negator can come and take their place. So that's what they were trying to do last volume, and they succeeded. After 2 people were killed, I'm not saying who.
No spoilers here, okay.
Basically, what happens is now they're part of the Union, and they listen to this book thing, and they get assignments just to make sure they don't get punished.
Okay. Following you so far.
Most of it was like just going like to like some of them are going to other negators, some of them are attacking like these beings. So basically, this entire volume is just them like going and completing one of the tasks.
Their tasks?
Yeah, I can't speak.
That's okay. Miss Lydia, speak pretty one day. You too speak pretty. That was well done. This book has 200 pages and retails for $9.99, and that is Undead Unluck. Greatest love story ever written and drawn. Maison Ikkoku, Volume 4. This is the beautiful, perfect edition, and it's known as the collector's edition. So pretty much 2 volumes in one, retailing for $24.99 against this beautiful cover with this type of paper here, and you have these French flaps, I believe is what they're called when they're attached to the covers, but it is a soft cover. Just what the internal artwork looks like. And you do have color images that I absolutely love that they added here. Because we've never had those. We've never seen those here in America. This has only been translated in the small tankobon size. So, I've talked about this series a lot. My wife and I, the Astonishing Melanie, have reviewed this series and have just pushed it on everybody. But it is the story of Yosako Godai falling in love with Kyoko Tonashi, who is pretty much his the manager at the apartment complex that he stays at. He's a college student trying to make ends meet, and it's a long love story, just like real life. You know, he's in love with her, and she kind of has feelings for him. However, life happens. He wants to graduate college. Then somehow he ends up dating this other girl named, what is her name? Kozue, I think. Kozue Nanano. And he ends up dating her because he just doesn't make the best decisions. He's not the brightest guy. And she sees that he's a little bit distant. So Kozue notices that Godai's been a little bit distant. She has no idea that he's crushing on his apartment manager. And she, Kyoko, also has her own issues with her coach, her tennis coach, Coach Mitaka, who's this super good-looking guy and completely jealous of Godai, just like Godai is jealous of him. And Kozue decides to ask Coach Mitaka for advice on love. So, baseball, this always reminds me of X-Men. And I think, I always thought this was supposed to be in color, but I guess it's not. The book, like I said, retails for $24. There's Coach Mitaka. $24.99, who has his own issues because he has a fear of dogs, and I always thought that was funny, especially with the way that things kind of end up. $24.99, and has 348 pages, and that is Maison Ikkoku, Volume 4. Next up is one of my favorite books to review on this segment, Pokémon Adventures. Number 8. Thank you so much, Alicia. Volume 8. Now, tell me who these characters are on the cover. Let's do this.
There's Pikachu.
Got it.
Red. Blue. Green.
Boy, they were really original with these names. Keep going.
Blastoise. I think Ivysaur. Venusaur.
Oh my gosh, epic fail.
I think Venusaur though.
Okay. And who's that guy?
No, it might be Ivysaur. No, it's Venusaur. Okay. Charizard.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take your word for it. Charizard. I knew that one. Blastoise and Blue. Did I get that?
No, it's green.
Green, of course, because your puppy's a fool. All right. So, Pokemon Adventures is a collection of these, the original Pokemon Adventure that came in small Tonkabon size, but these are the bigger collector's edition. These retail for $17.99, and their format is bigger than the standard Tonkabon size. So, Pokemon Adventures, what happens in this volume? By the way, one thing I forgot to note is the illustration. I love the illustration. You have color illustrations here towards the beginning, and this is all done by Satoshi Yamamoto. And the story is done by Hidenori Kusaka, I think is the name? Yeah, Kusaka.
Okay.
Hidenori Kusaka. Here are all the characters that appear through here.
So, like, the first part of it, like, first half of it,
Uh-huh.
kind of like the first, probably, like, fourth of it.
The first fourth, okay.
The first fourth of it is about the ending of the Ruby and Sapphire things, like...
The game?
Yeah.
Ruby and Sapphire?
Yeah.
Okay. So what generation is that? Is that generation 4? Like, I talk like I'm asking you like I even know what I'm talking about.
I think it might be Sinnoh, or what was the other one?
You got me, kid. You're on your own here. I didn't play Pokemon.
No, wait. Sinnoh, I think, was with them. Yeah, I think this one is Sinnoh.
Okay. So, Onyx?
Oh, that's Rayquaza.
Oh, it says right there. You cheated. What about the whale?
No.
What's the whale's thing?
That's Groudon or Groudon.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kyogre. Like I think that's how you pronounce it, but I think it's
Kyogre? Oh my gosh. Okay, so wait. So that's Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby.
Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay, got you. So let's keep going. Hey, I know that thing. That's a fish. That's
Feebas.
Feebas. Yeah? And he turns into a big giant, like, that thing.
Yeah.
Except not that thing. But anyway, yes, this is the kind of overviews you get on this channel when it comes to Pokemon. It's just me trying to name Pokemon and my daughter schooling me.
And then, like, the other half, part of it is basically about the adventures of Green, Red, and Blue. They're trying to defeat Dioxys, I guess.
Dioxys?
Yeah.
Is that a Pokemon?
Yeah,
This
it's
thing?
that guy. He can turn into that too. And then
He looks like
other
Mewtwo.
things. He's not Mewtwo.
Dibbo.
Ditto.
Dang it. I'm so close. I do like that the sound effects are all translated. Psyduck. Right?
No, that's the evolution of Psyduck.
What's his name?
He's blue.
Yeah, I know he's blue. What's his name? Uh-oh.
His name is Gold Duck.
Gold Duck? That's ridiculous. You said he was blue.
Yeah, he's blue.
Fincher? That guy? Fletch?
I think
Farfetch.
Farfetch.
I got it before you. I'm a better Pokemon hunter
No,
than you are.
I got a lot of them before you, so
Yeah.
you only got one.
Alright, whatever. I love this artwork. I'm so glad you're reading these. I remember when your Uncle Manuel used to read these. He was a big fan. Look how cute Pikachu is. So this is strictly straight from the video games. There's no Ash right here. There's no Brock or Missy. Missy, is that her name?
Well, Brock and Misty are in here, but they're like not in this stuff.
Oh, they are? They do appear? What about Team Rocket? What's their names?
Team Rocket, like, I don't think Jesse and James are
Jesse
in
and
there.
James, that's it.
But, like, just Team Rocket guys.
Team Rocket guys. Got it.
Team Rocket guys.
Gotcha. The book has 608 pages, and as I mentioned, this one retails for $17.99. It's a great way to collect these Pokemon adventures in this format. With the ending of 20th Century Boys, of course we have to have everything wrap up with this, and this is 21st Century Boys. Originally released in a 2-volume set. It's been translated before in Viz Media form or Viz Signature format, so they were a little bit taller, but this is all in color, and I am just going to show some of the pages here towards the front. So this is in the aftermath of everything that's happened in 20th Century Boys, and we still, how do I put this? There's still secrets out there. There's still secrets that are revolving around Kenji's memories, and they're all coming back to haunt him. And that's what this is. This serves as not just the follow-up, but this really is the closing part. This is the bookend to 20th Century Boys. So if you read 20th Century Boys, don't miss out on this one, because this is where everything wraps up. This book retails for $19.99 and has 408 pages, just showing off some of this beautiful, perfect Naoki Urasawa's artwork. And my wife is, actually, she's been enjoying Asadora, so we'll have to get volume 3 of that. She really likes that series. But this wraps up 20th Century Boys, and this is 21st Century Boys. I really need to do a review of this series to do it justice with spoilers, just so people can understand how awesome and important it is. Last but certainly not least is Censor by who, Lydia?
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito, the master of what?
Horror manga.
Horror manga. This one is a little bit bigger than your standard tankobon size, and it's also a
hardcover.
And what is very important when you have
dust jacket.
You didn't even let me finish my sentence.
Yeah, you go take that dust jacket off.
Take that dust jacket off when you read it. That's right. So it does have an internal image in the dust jacket. It's creepy. Do not want to run into that lady. Where was I? Yes, internal dust jacket. So it's like a reversible dust jacket. What is Censor? What are we talking about here?
Censor is basically about at least this is kind of a prologue, chapter 1. So. But when the story really starts, it's like 2 years after this.
Okay.
So basically, we all know kind of like, well, not all of us, I actually didn't know. But now I know there's this thing called volcanic hair, kind of like after an eruption and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure it's like usually black, but this time it's golden. In this kind of small village, and it lands on the villagers, like even animals, as you can see from there.
Yeah, I see that.
And it makes them like feel really happy, like just like this one lady says like utter bliss right there.
Okay.
I cannot express in words the bliss it gives me. So like after this happens, we cut to about 2 years later, and like after the volcanic explosion, basically what happens is like you can see now her hair is sparkly, and I mean she has the golden hair.
Okay,
like,
what's
the angel hair?
Without spoiling anything, there's got to be a twist here, right? Like there's got to be something with that hair.
Oh yeah,
there is? Okay, say no more, because anybody that has read Junji Ito knows there's always some kind of horrific twist. So we won't spoil that. But what age group do you think this
Teenagers.
is? Okay, that was quick. Teenager.
I mean, there's not as much gore in it as some other Junji Ito books, but it still has like mature themes and stuff like that.
Mature themes, yeah.
Like it's not definitely for like little kids. I'm sure if I showed it to Alicia, she'd be a little scared.
Yeah, she would. Yes, she's into Pokemon. She's into Pokemon adventures. Let's leave your sister out of this. You're a lot like me more than she is, because I mean, yeah, you're watching horror movies. She's not. Let's leave her pure and innocent. This book has 240 pages, retails for $19.99, and makes a nice addition to the Junji Ito library that I know you people have, because who doesn't if you're reading manga?
Mommy.
My library's her library. And that, as they say, is...
that.
Correct.
You can purchase these books from our sponsor,
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely in an excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out the bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they are now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. CGN is currently running a special promotion for your mentees. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by near mint condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is valid for U.S. customers only. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that was the overview of these 8 books.
And page count.
And page count, that's right. The content and page count. If you have any more questions, leave those down below.
If you have any comments, leave those down below too.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
And ring that bell for notifications.
We're on Patreon and Spreadshop.
And more importantly, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, and much love.
Stay minty.
Stay minty.
And I guess also that.